One thing about the pickup, I don't know if you ever noticed the way it sets, but while I'm under here, I put these 1.5-inchers up front here to kind of give it a little more lift in the front. But once you do that, you have to realign it and stuff just because it throws stuff out of whack a little bit. But I like to add that to it. And then also on the back, just to kind of give it another little lift, is actually add a leaf spring back here too. I think it's this one that I add to the mix there. It just kind of sets it up a little bit more. Plus, if you're pulling something, it doesn't quite sag quite as much. So I'm actually still inside the office quite a bit lately, updating balance sheets and getting cash flows still ready and stuff like that right now. But one of the things I wanted to do today was head over here to just kind of see how the corn's doing in the bin. What I'll do for that is we have a grain bin monitor system that we put on it. It's just not all installed yet and hooked up. I don't believe it is anyway. It's supposed to automatically measure the ambient temperatures, humidity and stuff, and you kind of tell it what the moisture's at and stuff inside there. Then it'll try to maintain it or dry down the process and stuff like that. But yeah, not everything's done yet on this still. Dad and brother kind of cleaned up around here the other day. So what I'm gonna do now is just kind of kick on the fans, and then I'll climb up to the top, just head up there and kind of make sure it's a cool, dry air coming out of there, not a wet, damp. And if it smells, then you really got a problem. Just out of curiosity, it should be good. We really dried them down. And so that's what I'm gonna check out right now. I kind of plan on doing a more thorough bin site setup when we're all done. I know some people ask just to see what it all does. Do the downspout. They still got to put some covers on. All we're waiting on now is just the returns to go into everything here to kind of bring this all back into the leg, however they might do that. Bin fan monitor system. I'm not sure, I don't think it turns on. But yeah, the electricians, I think we're gonna wait until everything is done, until they come back, and I wouldn't even know how it runs right away without the manual anyway. So these were our fan turn-ons. Should be able to hear them. Bin, there's two 40-horse motors. They still put manual shutoffs right here. But how we did this, instead of putting two ladders on each bin, we just put one and then it connected. It just saves you quite a bit on the ladder system, nearly 50%. Hey cows. It was Christmas yesterday, alright guys, so I got a little bit of digestion still going probably on. I'm gonna open this carefully. Oh, good. As you can see, we didn't get it clear full. Can you feel that? No, good thing it's cool. Feels like dry air in that one at least. I come over here, this one's a little more empty. Well, not empty, but it's a little ways down there if you can see it. Doesn't feel too bad. A little bit warmer in there than the outside temp. Kind of what the leg system looks like from this angle. So if you're new to the channel, we just put this in this year. It's two legs rated at 10,000 bushel. We weren't originally planning on putting in the dryer this year. That's why we just have two big bins. This one's actually going to be set up for the wet bin. This one's set up for the dry. We know it's kind of large for a wet bin, so we might put a smaller actual wet bin in later, but I don't know. We'll actually see how much we actually use it. And then we put in 2 Lowry dump pits, 500 bushel a piece, so you can dump a full truck in one swipe. Both these bins are 140,000 bushels. Well, I guess I'll head back down. It seems okay anyway for now. But this is something we'll want to monitor for at least every week. Especially where we don't have the unloads quite set up the way we want them yet. I mean, we could get to the east one easily. This west one would be a little harder since it's kind of behind the dryer. There's the propane tank we put in, or had others put in for us. It's a 12,000 bushel. It's a 12,000 gallon propane tank, so we can take a transport load. Here's a Nico dryer. We chose this style because we have a landlord that he bought one and it doesn't have the screens in it, so we're hoping it's less maintenance that way. I guess we'll find out to see what that all entails. Like I said, we've never had a dryer before, so this will be a learning curve for our farm anyway. You know, that's one thing we gotta always monitor. We actually have a 50,000 grain bid up at our other location that has a different grain monitor. It actually has the cables that run down into it that can detect hot spots and stuff like that. Keeping monitor of your grain during storage is pretty crucial because it can heat up in a hurry if it's really wet and stuff like that. You kind of want to get it down to that 15 or lower range when you store it for very long. 15% meaning the level of moisture content in your grain. So that's something we always monitor, and yeah, you don't want to screw up because it's a lot of money in them bins. So some of the things we got coming up here is we got some of our parts in for the planters. Not sure what everything is here. Oh, there's some smaller stuff we got to do. Some parts we knew. Down there in the bottom are the True V's. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. There's the center head of one. We got these parts. The local dealer does a special in December for parts, so we usually try to order as much as we can through them. Replace the brushes on our high-speed parts. So that's what these guys are. It's the brush that carries the seed down the tube. Your seed will just sit inside that brush and carry it down, and that's what creates it a high-speed planter versus a traditional planter. So we got started for parts like that. We'll be doing that probably after the first of the year here. Some other things we got to do is go through our strip till machines, which are clear out back here. There's the planters we got to go through. I kind of showed them on the last video, but if you're kind of new to the channel, that's the things we're going to be going through here fairly soon. Out back over here is where we kind of set our strip till, and unfortunately a lot of grass grew around them. So hopefully I can kind of show you. We go through all the bearings on these strip till machines. On our farm we strip till mostly everything. Even the gravity, we'll run them over on our ridge till. Not a lot of people do fall tillage out here in our corner of the state. Not saying that everybody doesn't do it, but mostly over the winter, cornfields set idle. But yeah, we got to drag these out of the grass. But these baskets back here, these roller basket, these bearings right there, we change those every season. And the reason why is we run fertilizer with our strip till. They come down here. We run this shallow tillage attachment. I'll show you these better, but it's just all coulters, and we shoot our fertilizer right behind them because this will kind of throw it together and kind of bury it a little bit. And so we run fertilizer a little bit, but these will always get a little bit of fertilizer in them, and it doesn't take much fertilizer to corrode everything. So those bearings kind of take it in the short, so we usually replace those every year because those are actually kind of hard to replace. Or it's a little more time consuming, not hard, just time consuming to replace those. And then the other bearings we just go through and spin them. if they do go out, there's actually 4 bearings per coulter, or 2 in each hub assembly, and it's usually the one that's exposed that goes out. The inside one's usually protected from fertilizer and stuff, but the outside ones, in our experience, goes out sooner. And so this is the second machine that we have. We have one that's 2 bar and one that's single bar. We just add a little weight for it. That's a cultivator there, so kind of looks the same. It's the same company, just a different implement. But no, we'll get going through those. We'll kind of go more in depth with stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of bearings and maintenance stuff on that stuff that we go through. Just trying to look around the yard. If you can see over there, there's our vertical till / hybrid disc. We don't use it a lot, but you still kind of need one around the farm. If you get a bad spot in the field you need to fix or something like that, we'll go through and touch it up. We have done full fields too. Just depends on what we need it to do to get that field in condition. Then we'll start going through all these rigs. I think we're actually going to take these down and get them inspected at least, because they're running a special on that to get them all inspected through Deere. At least they'll give us kind of an idea if they need anything serious or not. And then we'll probably bring them back here and change the oil and stuff in them ourselves, since we can do that a little more cheaper. But we'll go through those. Boy, you got a lot of dirt in the back of your Gator. You gonna clean that out?
Nope.
No? What did you get for Christmas?
I don't know.
You don't know what you got for Christmas?
Yeah, Legos.
Legos?
Bud?
Good. So hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me. But before I go, I was going through the shop, and in my combine I pulled out my drone, and I found some footage that I took of us harvesting corn. And so I forgot all about it, because after that point we kind of had that wind go through and the corn was all down, and I was never able to really fly the drone after that. Here's some lost drone footage of Harvest 2019 to kind of end the film on. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a very Happy New Year, and we'll probably catch you after the New Year, because I got to go up to the in-laws and we'll celebrate Christmas and stuff, so we're all kind of in and out. But after the first of the year, we'll start kind of rocking and rolling, getting some projects going in the shop, and hopefully get something worthwhile watching out to you. So I really appreciate it, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.